What's up guys, it's Roger, and today I'll be teaching you how to use your Blink in Trials of Osiris on Midtown. Now Midtown is a pretty good map for our Blink, not really too many ceilings above your head in most places. You can kind of freely blink as far up and as far forward as you need to. There are some places like the inside sections that I will show you a little bit to be careful of with your Blink, but you can still use it effectively even in those areas. Pretty simple build here, pretty straightforward, more focusing on our general gun skill and trying out some new weapons than anything else. Why don't we go ahead and start breaking this build down. Now at the top of the food chain here we have the Revision Zero. Of course this was just added to the game in this last week, so people have been loving this thing quite a bit, and I was trying my hand at it and honestly I'm quite a fan. Now I'm just going to go over, I do have this thing crafted obviously, I just have the regular crafting of it right so far. I only have level 6 on this thing, I haven't really changed it up at all, and I'm not really going to for a little bit I'm assuming, because I think the basic roll is fine and I kind of just want to try it out and see if I was used to it or if I liked it before I really went too deep with it. Now I have corkscrew rifling here, a pinned mag, moving target, and then I do have only 2 burst fire. I think the 2 burst fire is way better than the 4 burst fire. This is 4 lightweight rounds, and I mean it's like, yeah, that can still shred some people, but I really like the 2 burst fire. It's unique, it hits really hard. You only need 3 bursts of this thing to just smack somebody's skull into the nether realm, and I really do appreciate that. For our stock here we have composite stock, so like I said, everything that comes when you just freshly craft this thing. Now, of course, we have Hunter's traits. There's open fire, special shield, piercing ammunition, precision hits grant targeting data, UR swap to the alternate scope, loading high damage rounds based on the amount of targeting data. So you get a bunch of headshots, and this thing can turn into a sniper. Depending on how many headshots you have, depends how many sniper shots you will get to load. I didn't really get to use this sniper shot at all in any effective ways. The thing with this in Trials is it takes a while to actually get even one sniper shot, and then as soon as you miss that, you're out of it anyways. And the one thing I do hate about this gun, and I might talk about this more throughout the video, is that the zoom on the sniper scope is way too much. I mean, because you go from the regular zoom of 18 here with the pulse rifle, and then you activate the sniper, and I don't know what the zoom is on that sniper, but man, it's crazy long, and when you're going straight from a pulse into a sniper zoom like that, it just throws me off like crazy, and I just haven't been able to get used to it yet, so I haven't been able to take advantage of the alternate fire too much yet. Pairing with that, I decided not to go for a special weapon and instead went with a funnel web SMG. Shotguns are very good on Midtown, especially with Blink, but I usually use shotguns, so I wanted to go a little different and use something like this. This is a God Roll funnel web, and this thing is absolutely crispy. We have small bore, accurized rounds, perpetual motion, rangefinder, and of course Vice Stinger here for the origin trait. All of this together makes for a beautiful God Roll. You can see 66 range on this thing. I do have a range masterwork as well. 70 handling, and 51 stability. Altogether this thing is just crispy as all heck. You can smack people's booty cheeks in half into Alabama and back in about 3 seconds flat. Sexy little shader on here too. I gotta say, this new shader from the Dawning event is absolutely beautiful. I have it on my armor right now too, and I'll tell you, it's looking real nice. Got the sword on here, of course, if you want to check that out. Level 104, getting this thing pretty high level, honestly. Over for our armor, I do just have Astrocyte Burst on. Didn't want to go for any kind of crazy build right now. I'm just kind of having fun using my base kind of try-hard Blink builds lately. I will do some Blink Hunter here, I'm thinking very soon, but for right now, I've just been using the Warlock in this new season. You can check out all the mods here if you are interested in that, but I think we have everything covered to the point that I'm ready to go ahead and break down our Void 3.0. So this weekend is Cap Point Trials, which means a lot of Well of Radiance and a lot of Bubble Titans, so you do want to have a shutdown super like a Nova Bomb Vortex, in my opinion. I like Vortex more so than Cataclysm. Cataclysm is not guaranteed to kill a Titan bubble and the Titans inside of it. Meanwhile, a Nova Bomb Vortex is most certainly going to kill that bubble and kill the Guardians inside of it, so it's just a little bit more guaranteed safety with this super than this one. Healing Rift, Blink, of course, Pocket Singularity, and then I have on Vortex nades. I don't usually use Vortex. I love Scatter nades. I think that Axions are actually pretty darn good. Of course, Suppressors are, and then Magnetics can be kind of solid if that's your playstyle. But this week I wanted to go for some Area Denial and really try to pair up well with this Pulse Rifle and just use the Vortex nades, and I got some pretty sexy plays with them. We have Feed the Void here, and Clarence, or Child of the Old Gods, but we call him Clarence around here. For our fragments, usual ones right here, Echo of Dilation and Echo of Persistence. This is going to make our Devour buff go from 10 seconds to 15 seconds, and then this is going to make our crouching much better. But of course, what the really good thing about this is that we get that very in-tune radar, so we can pick apart exactly where our enemies are and know when to get aggressive with our Blink. After that, I do have an Echo of Expulsion, so we kill somebody with a Void ability, and they're going to explode a second time, so they can kind of do some more damage to their teammates, and maybe get some good multi-kills. Finishing that off, I have Echo of Remnants. This is just going to make our Vortex nade here last longer, so it can sit on the ground longer, do some more damage, take out a Titan shield really well, stuff like that, and it's very effective. All that being said, I think we're about ready to get into this gameplay. I do want to say, please leave me a like if you would. It really does help out, and it's so easy. All you gotta do one little click, or if you're on mobile, one little tap of the screen, and you can leave me a like, and that just shows YouTube that you are enjoying the video, and they can push it to more people. Beyond that, if you want to leave me a comment, or subscribe, or even hit the notification bell, all that stuff really does help, and just sends great signals to YouTube for me, so I'd really appreciate that. But with all that covered, I think we're ready to get into this, so why don't we go ahead and blink on into it. So as always, this is my very first round of the entire weekend. I always like to get my first round for you guys just so I can show you, even if it's not the greatest round in the world, this is just me figuring out my exact strategy. Of course, I've played Trials with Blink 1,000 times, and I've played it quite a few times on Midtown itself, but I always try to change up the build that I used whenever I go into a weekend that it's a repeating map that I've been on before, because it's just what makes it fun to me, and I can show you different strategies, different than I have in other videos from before. So you can see here, the Revision Zero smacks pretty darn hard. You can just hit 3 bursts there, and you can smack their head just straight into the circus, and they're gonna look like a little clown. Now this guy, I was trying to suck him there with that Vortex Nade. Vortex Nades are actually very, very useful. They're not something you see me use too much, just because I think Scatter Nades and Axion Bolts are the kings of the circus, since we're already talking about that, when it comes to the nades for a Void Warlock. However, Vortex Nades can be very good, especially if you're doing something like a high-impact frame pulse rifle, which this one kind of equates to, or a sniper build. I think Vortex Nades are probably your best bet. The reason for that is they can really crowd control your enemies, pull them in, change their positioning a little bit, and put them into a position where you can easily take them down. And even when you get into close quarters stuff, like you're using your SMG like I am right now going in, see this guy is low health, so I let my melee finish him off. Look back over here, he gets his res on his teammate, but I just keep shooting, smack this guy down. And you can see when Viced Stinger, which is the origin trait on the funnel up here, starts proccing, you get so many bullets back into the SMG there, and it just really makes you able to spray down so many enemies. Keep that in mind. Now you can see me using my Vortex Nade here, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. I knew there was a dude behind the door there, and what I wanted to do is see if I could kind of suck him around the corner with the Vortex Nade and then take shots at him. Unfortunately, it didn't really work, and I had to get ready because I saw on my radar ping that somebody was rushing me. Now I'm going to talk a few times about pocket singularity throughout this video. It's something I like to break down as well as I can for you guys whenever I do these kind of videos, because it's something you guys struggle with a lot. Not all of you, obviously, but people tell me a lot, you know, pocket singularity is something they have trouble controlling. They think maybe it should be buffed and whatnot. I got a comment asking me that lately. They said, do you think pocket singularity needs to be buffed? I said, no, I do not. And in fact, you can learn to control pocket singularity quite well and quite efficiently and make it to where it's very reliable for you, honestly. There's not too many times when I shoot out a pocket singularity and I don't know what it's going to do. I would say about 90% of the time that I shoot a pocket singularity, it does what I want it to do, and that's because I've gotten very good at knowing exactly how to aim it, so I can move my enemies in the direct position that I want them to move. Now, it's not all about where you aim at the pocket singularity. A lot of it comes down to where your enemy is moving. You gotta remember, a lot of things in this game, including this pocket singularity, come down to the momentum of your enemies. And what I mean by that is how they're moving. Are they moving to the right? Are they moving to the left? Are they jumping at that exact moment? Whatever they're doing, pocket singularity is most likely going to amplify that movement and keep them moving even harder in that direction. There's many times you can actually kill your enemies by slamming them into the wall hard enough if they are doing some kind of crazy movement. If you can catch a Titan doing a Titan slam with your pocket singularity, you can smash him into the wall and absolutely make his brains look like a fucking pinata just exploded from a 5th grader's birthday party, because it's gonna be some gray matter on the walls, I'm telling you that much, and it's not very reliable. Like right there, I knew that was probably gonna push him backwards a little bit, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to push him backwards because I'm using an SMG. When you're using an SMG, you wanna use your pocket singularity as a reliable way to keep enemies away from you, especially if they're shotgun rushing you. I think what people struggle with most in pocket singularity is they have someone shotgun rushing them, and they throw the pocket singularity out, and all it does is basically stops the enemy from running at them for about half a second, and then they just keep running and they get smacked by a shotgun. Now, that's because I don't want to say you're not using it right, because you are, by throwing it center of mass, correct. They're rushing you with a shotgun. Of course you want to slow them down. So you kind of throw it at their belly button, you push them back for a second. If you have an SMG or a shotgun yourself, you're probably still going to win that fight with them. But what you really want to do is try to aim it to the side of them or something. Push them into a wall. That's going to ruin their momentum. You might even get them clipped on a wall if there's even like a bit of architecture jutting out, and then you can take them out way easier. So try to aim for the sides of people when you can. And I'll point out any other pocket singularities I have that are good in this video. Now you can see here, this Revision Zero is quite a good exotic and one that I'm quite a fan of. I was having a lot of fun with it, and just taking peeks down lanes like I was doing at the beginning of this round is something I was doing quite often. This guy's running up, My hip fire was not the greatest thing in the world, but it wasn't too bad. Didn't really hit headshots, but I was able to hip fire well enough to put that guy into the dirt. And with this revision 0, I will show you one clip where I was talking about the sniper, and when you actually get the sniper on this thing, and it just zooms too much. The change in zoom so quickly is something that I'm not a fan of. But you can see, like right there, you can smack someone's head off really easily, send out the vortex nade, and try to let them get inside of that. Now you gotta remember your nades are gonna have some different travel velocities because they kind of have different weights. A vortex nade is not one that's necessarily too heavy, but it's not too light either. I think an axiom bolt is probably like the lightest nade, and you can chuck it real good. This is the clip I was talking about actually with the sniper here, and I really wanted to get a position where I could actually take this last guy out with a sniper shot, but man, I started aiming down sights and I was like, oh, that zooms way too much, and I didn't get a good chance to ever actually shoot this guy. I saw him on the left here with my radar, and I was like, maybe I can just body shot him and then take him out with a melee or something so that I can at least shoot him with it, but I unfortunately missed the hip fire kind of quick scope right there. Too bad, but exactly right there, that's what I'm saying. Pocket singularity, blink over, push him backwards, take him out with my SMG. It's pretty easy stuff. You're going to proc volatile eventually anyways if you don't hit enough damage with the SMG. Smack this guy down and begin revision 0. You can see I'm about halfway done with the targeting data to get one sniper shot. So again, it's not really going to charge too quickly in trials. I just fly across the wall there, punch that guy in the ass cheek, you know, make his pussy look like a nice Christmas dinner, which, hey, by the way, Merry Christmas. I think it's going to be tomorrow as of when I'm posting this. So, you know, hey, happy holidays to all you guys. Hope you're having a good time with some family, having some good food, opening some presents, you know, whatever your traditions may be. I don't know, maybe you guys go to the family sex dungeon and do some crazy shit on Christmas Eve. Hell if I know, I'm not here to judge, but let's get back to the gameplay. Now you can see on cap points, oftentimes what I like to do is find the lane that I can get to that's actually going to challenge the cap point as best as possible. A lot of people really like crutching cap points, and it makes cap point weekends some of my least favorite in the entire game. I don't like the crutch that you can do with cap points because I think that these rounds, especially in something like Trials, which before Ranked came out was supposed to be the highest amount of skill that you can test yourself with in PvP. Nowadays, it's Ranked, right? But even still, Trials is supposed to be that. It's supposed to be a higher test of skill than something like Control is, obviously. And when they put cap points in, it's just saying, hey, your gun skill does not matter as much because you can go ahead and stand in a circle. And you know what's so funny to me? It's magical how every time I queue up for a fucking Control match, apparently every Tweedledee and Tweedle fucking Dumb doesn't know that they can stand in a circle to get the goddamn objective, but at the same time, they also don't know how to slay out, so we end up losing every single time. But magically, every single weekend, when they happen to have capture point trials, all they do is stand in that circle. So, you know, that kind of just boggles my mind, but hey, not the problem right now. The real problem is, I hate living. What? Okay, looking here, again, I saw the cap point was at mid, I went to mid to challenge. My teammate gets taken out, so I have to see what I can do for damage control now. If I can res him here, I need to make sure that I can try to push him out of the way, or I can use him as bait. Now, since this guy came onto my left, I was not going to have the opportunity to push him out of the way. Luckily, I was able to cover him pretty well, take out an enemy, take out a second enemy, and my teammate lives. That's absolutely perfect. You can see though, even with a good amount of headshots that I got, still only about halfway on that targeting data. This is what I'm talking about with a vortex nade. Look how good it was to put that at that guy's feet, let him stand in it like he was stuck in Shrek's swamp, and just get him drowned. Again, put on the sniper here, and I probably would have hit that guy with a body shot and killed him, but it really freaked me out and just like confused the heck out of me how zoomed in it was when I went in with that sniper scope. I wasn't expecting it, and it was like the third time in the day that I've ever actually seen the Revision 0 sniper scope, so I really wasn't expecting it to be that zoomed in, and it threw me off quite tremendously. Blink to the side of these guys here. If they're not going to watch their radars, then I'm going to go ahead and score and use that to my advantage. Here's a time where I blink up on top of this guy. I knew I had the nade at his feet, so he couldn't walk backwards. I could push him backwards with a nice vortex nade there, and you can see he kind of jumped right when I hit him with that pocket singularity, and that carried his momentum really high into the sky. I spray him down. He has no more in-air movement that he can actually use to get away from me, and I just put him in the fucking ground. Now, this guy has an overshield. I'm looking at my radar. I can see there's two radar pings, one to my left, one to my right. Smack him down. Now I'm looking, okay, can I get a res? Can I take out this last guy? What's he going to do? He's falling back here, so I blink against this wall, kind of bank myself against that wall, and fall down, hit the ground, take this guy out with some nice shots. Our teammate gets weaseled out of the game. He didn't come back. I mean, hey, that's just freaking Bungie servers, and honestly, Bungie servers were a little silly today. Here's a perfect pocket singularity. You can see there, what did I need to do? I needed to get that guy out from behind the Titan shield. I didn't really have time to go ahead and try to challenge that shield in any other way, but besides putting him away from the shield. So I aimed it to the top left of him. That way it was going to come down at a diagonal angle, hit him around the left shoulder, which is going to push him to the right side of the shield, and I can easily take him out. If I put it center of mass behind the shield at him, it might have did a little damage behind the shield, sure, but it wasn't going to push him where I needed it to. So make sure you can say, okay, this guy's standing completely still, let me go top left, it'll push him straight to the bottom right, push him out of cover, and I can take him out. That guy really wanted to crutch his peregrines. He knew he couldn't beat me even though he was sitting on his little Terraba, and he was like, "Oh, this guy's got the guttural funnel web. I'm shitting my pants." And I was like, dude, shit your pants all you want, just please change your underwear before you get on the plane, because nobody wants to smell your reeking asshole. Throw this nice nade in here, and I gotta say, that was my best nade of the day, honestly. I cooked those guys. Beautiful trajectory on that thing. And again, pocket singularity, throw that guy back a little bit, and not really too much. I mean, he did hide behind the shield, but all I have to do is backpedal him, bait him out, smack him in the head. Now, going into this next clip here, I'm like, alright, maybe I can hold angle down here, hit these guys with some shots, but I did see on my radar before I aimed down sights that this guy was probably going to push. Luckily, my vortex nade there is going to pull him back a little bit, get him scared, and he knew he had to run away. If he stayed in that hallway, he was dead, so he had to run. I'm able to smack him down pretty good. Then this guy's coming to my right, I see this guy on my left. I decided to stick the kill on my left before I flicked to my right, just so I could help my teammate make sure he lived. I knew that both my reses were to my left, and then where my teammate's reses were too, so I went ahead and got my teammate's res, and then I worried about the last guy. Keep your eye on the reses. Know where you kill the enemies. Know where your picks are. Know where your teammates' reses are. You have to keep this stuff in mind so you can effectively get those reses when the time is right, so you can keep the match going. Sure, you can win a 1v1. I know you can, Slugger. You're doing your best out there. But why even risk it when you can go ahead and res old Billy Bob to your right? Now, I was watching my radar here. I had to cover my teammates, saw this guy flying up, take him out for the boys, reload really quick, we're looking for the next two, and there's one right over there. Smack him in the head quite a few times, unfortunately not enough team shots to kill him, so I was like, alright, let's move in here a little bit. Don't have my pocket singularity, don't have my nade up yet, but that's okay, we'll smack this guy with some nice shots. Teammates take out the last one and we win that round. Keep an eye on your radar. Don't get too tunnel vision. You can't aim down sights for too long in this game at any point. The second that you're aiming down sights too much, that's when you're going to get flanked. You gotta watch that radar and see where your enemy's coming from. Now right there, we hit that guy with the pocket singularity, I throw a nice little nade on his cheeks, punch this guy in the cheek one time, and now his pussy is absolutely frying under the hot California sun, and I'm just running away, smack him in the face with some nice shots there. Back up, I want to get back to these teammates and help this guy, help them take out this guy. He hides behind his shield, and he's like, oh god, he knew he was cooked at this point, and I was just like, yeah brother, yeah, do a little crouchy crouch dance for me. My teammate comes up, I spray him down, we get a nice little round win right there. Heading towards mid again, I want to see what I can get out of this. I do want to say, if you're playing solo, it can be quite the annoying thing. But I do want to tell you, I did make a solo player's guide to Trials a while ago, and the video got, decent views, but I know it can do much better, and I'm very, very proud of that video. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that on the end screen if I can remember, and in the top right. I suggest you to go ahead and watch that. It's a very good guide with a lot more editing than I put into certain other videos, and I was very, very proud of it. So go ahead and watch that if you want just a little more help and how you can flourish as the best version of yourself when it comes to solo play in Trials of Osiris. And honestly, you could probably get some good tips out of it just for playing with your mates too. Now, coming in here, my teammates are fragging out pretty good. I take some nice shots on this guy. He throws into his little blade barrage here. My teammate takes some nice shots with me, and we're able to take him out. Doesn't matter how much damage reduction you have when you can just get smashed in the Gucci and, put into the dirt. Coming in here, I want to put a rift down the second I have it, so that's exactly what I do. My teammate gets sniped, so I knew I had to try to get a pick back into our favor, which is exactly what I do. Put him in the ground with my teammate, take some more shots. Unfortunately, he lives. I knew he was weakened, and I knew he was slowed, so I had to go in and see if I could kill him really quickly, which is exactly what I do. I blinked behind the last guy here after I reload, and I was just getting ready to spray him down. He stood in a really weird position that I was not predicting him to stand at, so I just went ahead and punched him in the pussy and put him down. My teammate was there to back me up too, so we gotta remember that's some very helpful stuff. When I have to go outside here, sometimes you can see the flag is on the right side. I saw both my teammates were going there, so what do? I go for a nice flank. Grab clearance, and I'm ready to go in. I'm just looking at my radar, seeing where I can catch these guys off guard. If they're playing in this lane very far back here, I can smack them. If they're playing in mid, just like this, boom, there you go, smack him. Now, I would have got dumped on if he actually hit his shotgun shot, but he did not, so that's okay. I'll go ahead and put him in the ground, shoot these enemies with my teammates, take them out, bada bing, bada boom. We got that round, baby boy. I'm looking here, see this guy smack him in the head, and ooh, wow, some nice lag. Don't you love when you kill somebody and they have 0 light level apparently, and then, their bullet just comes out of their grandma's asshole when she's been dead for 75 years and smacks you into the dirt? I just gotta love that. Thanks a lot, Bungie. Now, we are getting to the last few plays here, so I do want to say thank you so much for watching. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you do want to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, or hit that notification bell so you can see more in the future, I'd very much appreciate that. I've been loving making Destiny content a little bit more lately, and I plan to do some more Trials content and ranked content. I got some more Blink to Ascendant coming to you guys very soon. I just need to go ahead and actually grind some more ranked out, and then I'll get that out to you guys real quick. And go ahead and check out my Soulstone Survivor videos. If you haven't, that is a daily series that I have coming to you guys, obviously, every single day. That's what the word daily means after all, so you can go ahead and enjoy that if you want a little bit more Roger in your life. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having fun in Trials. I know it can be quite the pain to actually play Trials sometimes, and especially with cap points, it just makes me want to bury my head in the dirt like a fucking emu and just never pull it back out. Or is that ostriches? Is that... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. They're just both really big freaking weird birds that honestly are just freaks of nature and shouldn't really exist. Gotta say, another pocket singularity play right here. Blink to the side of this guy, keep my distance, push him away to keep even better distance. See how I push him into that wall there? Perfect. SMG range when I pushed him into that wall, take him out with some nice SMG shots, and he's just smacked into the ground. I'm blinking forward here, made sure I had another blink up so I could blink behind this wall here, put a rift down, watching for any snipers. When I 3-peek with my rift, smack this guy down pretty good, throw a nade out, would have cooked him for sure if he didn't get behind that shield, but unfortunately he did. I reload really quick, take out my SMG here, and then decide I want to go in very aggressively since we already have a pick. Fly in, pocket singularity, push him backwards, and honestly I kind of pushed him into the ground since he was falling. Smack him really quick, saw this last guy was running at me, so I blink as fast as I can to get behind him and smack him down. Even though he's trying to crutch that Arc Titan, he wasn't quite able to do it, and Papa Roger shoves a few bullets up his asshole. Coming into the last clip here, you can see there is a mid rift, or a mid cap point going on here, excuse me. There is also heavy ammo, make sure you're covering that heavy. But as soon as I saw this, I was like, ooh, we gotta trade that kill out if we can. That's exactly what I do. Smack him then down, and as soon as I smack him down, what I do is I go backwards and I just watch the res right there so I could take out his other two teammates, and I do that pretty flawlessly if I can say so myself. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna let this last play play out for you guys, but as always, that is it for me today, so have a great day, Guardians.